Welcome to Insufficient Logging and Monitoring session. In this first part, we will focus on threat analysis. We will first discuss what insufficient logging and monitoring is, and then how the system can be harmed, the impact of successful exploitation, and give you some insights to identify who may want to harm your system. Insufficient logging and monitoring is the bedrock of nearly every major incident, allowing attackers' activity to pass unnoticed. In 2016, identifying a breach took an average of 191 days, plenty of time for damage to be inflicted. And we are not doing better. In 2019, this number grew to 206 days, plus 73 days average to contain a breach. We are talking about 279 days total. You should consider that any of the other OWASP top 10 risks and associated vulnerabilities may be used as attack vectors. Attackers do not exploit insufficient logging and monitoring directly. They go after other vulnerabilities an application may have and take advantage of insufficient logging and monitoring to pass unnoticed and make their attack last longer until the organization is capable of mitigating it. Improper logging and monitoring leads to longer incident response times, preventing organizations to react in a timely fashion. When the logs do not include sufficient details, allowing the organization to understand attackers' activity extent, then there's a loss of accountability. The losses are obvious and they have been reported in the news. Beyond the damage caused by attackers' activity, organizations may also be subject of fines according to applicable law and regulations. Malicious actors do not exploit directly insufficient logging and monitoring, but it makes their activities unnoticed or at least harder to detect and track. Anyone to whom your system's data is valuable may target your application to get unauthorized access or even controlling the system. Reviewing the threat analysis part of previous sessions may help you identifying who may want to harm your system. You should think about it broadly. Depending on your system's nature, foreign nations may be a threat agent. On the other hand, you have a non-target specific threat agents looking for ransom, employees and contractors, terrorists and activists, and organized crime. You'll find this table in the OWASP Top 10. Pause the video and take your time to carefully read it. In the next part, we will demonstrate how attackers take advantage of insufficient logging and monitoring while perpetrating a credential stuffing attack on our target application. Welcome back to Insufficient Logging and Monitoring session. In this second part, we will exploit our target application while analyzing its logging and monitoring approach. We will jump straight to our intentionally vulnerable application and then move on to the mitigation part. In our broken authentication session, we exploited our target application using a brute force attack called credential stuffing. We will do the same, but now we will focus on what is logged by our target application and how it looks like while it is under attack. To do that, we will access Juice Shop server running on a virtual machine in our own computer using the terminal window in the top right corner of the screen. Juice Shop runs in a Docker container and logs are kept locally. To be able to inspect the logs, we have to access the container itself. To do so, we run the sudo docker exec-it juice-shop /bin/sh. Inside the container, we can see a directory called logs, where log files are stored. There are only access log files. Apparently there's no error logging at all, but we will discuss it later in the mitigation part. Let's see what is written to the log file while a user performs authentication in the web application. Let's type tail-n0-f followed by the name of the access log file. Now let's use the login form to log in as admin using a wrong password. We've got three new entries, two of them to the /rest/user/UMI endpoint, and the third one to the /rest/user/login endpoint. The log entry includes the user source IP, the request date and time, the endpoint, the URL from where the request came from, and finally, the user agent. We also have the HTTP response status code, in this case a 401. On a successful login, we should expect it to be a 200 status code. Now we will keep monitoring the access log and start the credential stuffing attack in the terminal window at the bottom right of the screen. Let's first clear the screen and monitor the access log file using the same command. To start the credential stuffing attack, we run our script, passing the admin email address and a password list. At first, we have solved two Juice Shop challenges. We have done it before on our broken authentication session. Let's focus on the new entries in the log file on the top right terminal. We can see several new entries in the log file, all of them to the /rest/user/login endpoint with the 401 HTTP response status code. Suddenly, we have a 200 HTTP response status code to that same endpoint, meaning that we got the right user account password via our credential stuffing attack. Clearly, logging does not include sufficient details. We have several failed login attempts with the 401 response status code, but we don't know if several accounts are being used or they are all targeting the same account. What is the case? Juice Shop does not include any monitoring or alerting. Attackers may use different source IP addresses to perpetrate such attacks, and entries in the log file may be confused with regular activity. What we have here is definitely insufficient monitoring. Next, we will discuss what makes the application vulnerable and how to prevent it. Welcome to the third and last part of insufficient logging and monitoring session. In this part, we will discuss mitigation. We will start discussing what makes an application vulnerable, and then we will handle ASP Juice Shop vulnerable source code. Before closing this session, we will discuss how to avoid such vulnerabilities. When auditable events such as login, either successful or failed attempts, and high-value transactions are not logged or log messages do not include enough details, applications are at risk. If logs are stored locally only or they are not monitored for suspicious activity, then they won't help organizations to detect and mitigate security incidents on a timely fashion. If alerting thresholds are not well adjusted or response escalation processes are not in place or effective, then malicious activity may still pass unnoticed. The same is valid if all this fails under attack due to high traffic or load. Already discussed security misconfigurations may make logs and alerting events available to regular users and attackers, leaving the application vulnerable. Let's now have a look at the source code. From projects page, we will jump straight to the GitHub repo. We are looking for the server.js script where we should find the login root setup. The login function is implemented in the root/login.js file. Let's jump to the implementation. This is a server-side source code responsible to perform the login. First, we have a database query to bring the matching record. This source code branch corresponds to a successful login. The after login function is called. Let's check its implementation. All its logic is focused on finding or creating a new user shopping basket, nothing related to the login. Back to the login function, failed login attempts are handled in this source code branch. Again, no logging, just a 401 HTTP response status code is returned. In case of exception, the next Express Framework handler is called. Let's get back to the main server.js file and check how the error handling is set up. Errors are handled by the error handler function, provided by the node.js package with the same name. According to the package documentation, it is only intended to be used in development, but this is the only error handling Just Shop uses. Still according to the documentation, full error stack traces and internal details of any object passed to this module will be sent back to the client. This makes sense, since we didn't see any error log files during the exploitation part, and in several other sessions we have got errors client-side including such information. Either successful and failed login attempts should be logged, as well as input validation failures. Such logs should include sufficient user context to identify suspicious or malicious accounts and held for sufficient time to allow delayed forensic analysis. Choose standard formats for logging, enabling logs to be consumed by a centralized log management solution. High-value transactions should have an audit trail with integrity controls to prevent tampering and deletion. An append-only database table or similar may be enough, but nowadays you can take advantage of other technologies such as blockchain. Adopting a security incident and event management solution will certainly help implementing effective monitoring and alerting. A dedicated team and a proper incident response and recovery plan will get your organization in a better shape to handle security incidents appropriately. I hope you have enjoyed our journey through the top 10 most common web application security risks. You can continue practicing on OWASP Just Shop. There are several other vulnerabilities to find. Remember to check OWASP's website at owasp.org and join your local chapter. Cheers! Hello and welcome back to the OWASP Top 10 Security Fundamentals course. As you should know, this course was developed according to the OWASP Top 10 2017 edition, the latest version available when it was first published. By September 2021, a new edition was published, not only with a new graphic design, but with what seems to be a disruptive approach. With the new OWASP Top 10 2021 edition, does this course become obsolete? How different is the 2021 edition from the previous one? These are some of the questions that drove us to update this course, resulting in 2 new chapters. Let's start answering the second question. How different are the 2021 and 2017 editions? Hopefully, it will help you draw your own conclusions to answer the former question. The OWASP Top 10 has been a mix of symptoms and root causes. Sensitive data exposure, the top 3 risk in the 2017 edition, is a symptom, while security misconfiguration, top 6 in the 2017 edition, is a root cause. For the 2021 edition, the OWASP Top 10 project team decided to focus solely on root causes. So, what happened with the symptoms from the previous editions? Did they disappear from the top 10? Aren't they a risk anymore? Taking sensitive data exposure as an example, in the 2021 OWASP Top 10 edition, this risk moved into a category named after the root cause, cryptographic failures. What happened with the injection and cross-site scripting risks from the 2017 edition is another example of what makes this new OWASP Top 10 edition look like completely different, but in fact, not that different. Although it has dropped to the third position, since injection is a root cause and contributed data supports it as one of the web application most critical risks, it was kept as part of the top 10. On the other hand, cross-site scripting is a symptom, and by definition, a type of injection. Although it has been in the top 10 side by side with an injection category at least since 2010, in this new edition, cross-site scripting was moved into the injection category. This is the big picture of what has changed. Only the insecure design and server-side request forgery categories do not have some sort of correspondence in the 2017 edition, and can be called new. Nevertheless, checking the CWEs mapped into the insecure design category, we find the CWE 209, generation of error message containing sensitive information, what in the OWASP Top 10 2017 was considered a security misconfiguration. If you've already completed the security misconfiguration session of this course, then you've witnessed an insecure design weakness. Therefore, only the server-side request forgery is really new. By now, I hope we agree that the 2021 edition is not that different from the 2017 edition in terms of the most critical security risks a web application faces nowadays. And that should answer our other question. Is this course obsolete? Definitely not. Does it still cover the OWASP Top 10 fundamentals? Yes. There are other noticeable differences, such as the new factor table that replaces the previous one with information about threat agents, attack vectors, the security weakness itself, and the impacts. To understand display data factors, you should be familiar with the following concepts. CWE, or Common Weakness Enumeration, is a community-developed list of software and hardware weakness types. It serves as a common language, a measuring stick for security tools, and as a baseline for weakness identification, mitigation, and prevention efforts. CVSS, or Common Vulnerability Scoring System, is an open framework for communicating the characteristics and severity of software vulnerabilities. CVSS consists of three metric groups: base, temporal, and environmental. The base metrics produce a score ranging from 0 to 10, which can then be modified by scoring the temporal and environmental metrics. CVE, or Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures, identifies, defines, and catalogs publicly disclosed cybersecurity vulnerabilities. There is one CVE record for each vulnerability in the catalog. The vulnerabilities are discovered, then assigned and published by organizations from around the world that have partnered with the CVE program. To put everything in place, when a researcher finds a new vulnerability, he or she should report it to the software vendor. Computing a CVSS score for the finding will help communicate exploitability and impact, as mapping it to common weaknesses will help the vendor to understand and address the issue. Once the affected software vendor releases a new version of its software with a vulnerability patched, details about the security weakness should be made public. Spreading this information will help organizations to update affected systems. Requesting a CV number implies that the vulnerability will be added to the database of non-security vulnerabilities and pushed to all those who subscribe to database updates to keep up with the new vulnerabilities. That being said, you should now be able to handle the data presented in the new tables, but before, you're better at reading the data factor section in the introduction. Note that instead of a range from 1 low to 3 high, as given by the OWASP risk rating methodology, exploitability and impact scores are now given on a 10-point scale based on the corresponding CVSS subscores. If you have completed all previous sessions, this is the right time to read the OWASP Top 10 2021. All the changes are well documented and explained in the introduction section. Otherwise, I recommend you to go back and start the course from the beginning. To make you feel more comfortable and confident regarding the new OWASP Top 10 2021, we've decided to add an extra session to cover the new Top 10 server-side request forgery category. Although contributed data shows a relatively low incidence rate, with above average testing coverage along with above average ratings for exploit and impact potential, this category was added because the security community says it is irrelevant. And so let's hack Juice Shop again. Welcome to the server-side request forgery session. Since server-side request forgery was added to the OWASP Top 10 2021, we decided to provide you an additional session to make the transition from the 2017 edition this course is based on. If you want more details about what has changed in the top 10, please refer to the previous session of this course. This is the first of 3 parts, and for now we will focus on threat analysis. We will take our time to dig into what server-side request forgery is. Then we will discuss how the system can be harmed, the impact of a successful exploitation, and give you some insights to identify who may want to harm your system. The name server-side request forgery is almost self-explanatory. It occurs whenever a web application fetches remote resources without validating the user-supplied URL, or at least parts of it, supplied as parameters. Nowadays, this is a common feature, sometimes provided to end users as an alternative to file uploads. Allowing users to provide an URL to download and use an image as avatar is a good example of such a feature. When an application is vulnerable, then the attacker is able to coerce it to send crafted requests to unexpected locations, either internal or external. The most common server-side request forgery flow involves 3 parties: the attacker, the vulnerable application, and the target application, the one the attacker wants to reach through the vulnerable application. First, the attacker sends a specially crafted HTTP request to the vulnerable application, which will create a new request based on the attacker's request payload. The targeted application can be an internal or external system. The targeted application sends the response back to the vulnerable application, and the vulnerable application sends the response back to the attacker, including the contents returned by the targeted application. Note that, in most cases from the targeted application perspective, the request was originated in the vulnerable application. User-controlled data is the most common attack vector, whether users provide full URLs or just a few parameters that are appended server-side to a base URL. If the application is vulnerable to XML external entity injection, then it can be exploited to perform a server-side request forgery attack. Being able to coerce the application to issue network requests may allow attackers to perform a port scanning both on internal and external systems. When the target application is an external system, the attacker may use the vulnerable application just to hide his activity. Attackers may be able to access sensitive data stored in local files or other systems, such as databases that are not exposed to the internet. Accessing cloud services metadata storage has been one of the most common server-side request forgery scenarios. Often, internal systems tend to trust on each other more than in public-facing systems. Exploiting a server-side request forgery vulnerability, attackers may find a way to exploit this and conduct further attacks such as remote code execution on other internal systems. Threat agents may be someone interested on your user data or system internal information. Nevertheless, you should consider that attackers may exploit the vulnerability in your application to hide their activity while attacking a third-party system. Note that this table does not exist in the OWASP Top 10 2021 edition. To keep this session aligned with the rest of the course, I've used the OWASP risk rating methodology to compute the exploitability, detectability, and technical impact. Prevalence was computed based on the OWASP Top 10 2021 contributed data. Take some time to review it and then read the server-side request forgery section in the OWASP Top 10 2021 website. In the next part, we will exploit server-side request forgery in our intentionally vulnerable application. Welcome back to the server-side request forgery session. In this second part, we will exploit server-side request forgery in our intentionally vulnerable application. We will jump straight to our intentionally vulnerable application and then move on to the mitigation part. As discussed in the previous part, nowadays it is common allowing users to provide an URL to fetch a resource as an alternative to file uploads. This is a feature you usually find as part of the user profile settings to choose a profile picture. Let's sign up for an account and see if Juice Shop offers such a feature. And here it is, the feature we were looking for. Let's play a bit with it to understand how it works. Based on what we can see here in the DOM, the server fetched the image based on a given URL and stored it locally. Let's see what happens if the URL points to nowhere. In this case, the application used the given URL as is. Only based on this behavior, we can use this feature to understand what internal services are running in the server. Since no local resource was created, no internal service is listening on port 80. Let's try another one. Again, no internal service listening on port 88. Let's try it once more. This time a local resource was created, meaning there's an internal service listening on port 3000. The application backend server expects the given URL to point to an image file, but the URL we provided is unlikely to return an image. Let's download the local resource and play with its extension. Despite the file extension, let's check its MIME type. In fact, what's inside the file is HTML. What would be much more likely to be returned by an HTTP service listening on a random port. Based on the content, what we have is the Juice Shop homepage markup. Now we have an idea of Juice Shop internals. Since the public address uses the default HTTP port, but internally the markup is returned by a service listening on port 3000, we can assume that there's a reverse proxy in the middle and Juice Shop backend server is likely to run inside the container. It may not sound that impressive, but you can keep trying other port numbers to scan what services are running internally, as well as different resources. Keep in mind that the services you may reach exploiting this vulnerability, they believe that it's the Juice Shop backend server who is making the requests. Sometimes, because internal services tend to trust on other internal services, relying on the request origin, you may end up accessing sensitive internal data. In our next video, we will discuss what makes the application vulnerable and how to prevent it. Welcome to the third and last part of the server-side request forgery session. In this part, we will discuss server-side request forgery mitigation. We will start discussing what makes an application vulnerable. Since OWASP Juice Shop is open source, we will spot the vulnerable source code. Then we will discuss how to avoid such vulnerabilities. Applications that allow users to provide URLs to be retrieved from remote locations, such as profile pictures, are likely to be vulnerable to server-side request forgery. Another common scenario is when users are allowed to provide webhook handlers or callback URLs that the server is supposed to contact when some event occurs. Note that not always users have to provide complete URLs. Sometimes some user-provided data, for instance in a URL parameter or submitted on a form, may end up appended to an internal or external system-based URL. Also note that some URL parsers do not handle URLs properly, and that can be exploited by attackers to coerce the application to issue requests to unexpected locations. Let's see what makes Juice Shop vulnerable. We've exploited server-side request forgery on a profile route. Let's find its implementation. This looks like a good candidate. On line 17, we have the user-provided URL. And here we have the server-side request to fetch the image. As you can see, there's no validation upon the user-provided URL. Let's spot how the response is handled. In case the remote server returns some content, the local file extension is computed based on the user-provided URL if it is on the list. Otherwise, it uses a default extension. In this case, the file is named after our user ID plus the computed file extension. If the remote server fails to return a response, then the user profile is updated and the profile image set with the user-provided URL unchanged. Let's discuss how to prevent this issue. In general, it is a good security practice to deny all network traffic and exceptionally allow communications between two systems if strictly required. System components that are supposed to access remote resources should use a separate network. When the application fetches remote resources based on user-provided input, either complete URLs or just some parameters, such input should be properly sanitized according to the context where it will be used. Enforcing the URL schema, port, and destination based on a positive list of allowed values may prevent the application to contact unexpected locations. Responses returned by other systems shouldn't be sent to the clients as is, since they may include sensitive information and HTTP redirections should be disabled. This is it about server-side request forgery. Although it was not part of the OWASP Top 10 2017, since it was added to the 2021 edition and it was the only issue not covered in this course, we decided to add it later on to keep you up with the most critical web application security risks. As next step, consider reading the OWASP Top 10 2021 and other relevant OWASP resources.
Hello and welcome to section 1 of the course, Setting Up Your Burp Suite Environment. Now let's start the first video of section 1, Burp Suite Introduction and Proxy Configuration. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So in this video, we will learn the basics of Burp Suite tool and we will also configure proxy. So let's open Kali Linux machine and let's open Burp Suite inside it. So guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and inside Kali Linux machine, we are learning about Burp Suite tool, which we use for web application analysis. So let's see where it is. So you need to click on applications and if you select web application analysis, so you can see that Burp Suite tool is available here. Now this is not a professional version, this is a community edition, so you won't get all the features, but yeah, you can easily learn Burp Suite with the help of Burp Suite community edition. Okay, so let's click it and open it. So there's also another paid version, which is Burp Suite professional version. You can also purchase it if you need. So this is Burp Suite community edition. All right, click next and click start burp. And here you can see that it is a community edition. So here we go. So this is the graphical user interface of Burp Suite. And you can see on the top that there are various options available, which we will use later in this course. And on the right hand side, you can see that it is showing you a list of vulnerabilities which you can detect with the help of Burp Suite. And upgrade to Burp Suite Professional to automatically find vulnerabilities. So for automatic detection, you need to use Burp Suite Professional, but yeah, for practice purpose, you can use Burp Suite Community Edition. All right. So you can see here, first of all, this is the dashboard area. Then here we have the target area where you will get all the information about target. Proxy, where you need to set the proxy. We will do it. Intruder is also available. With the help of intruder, you can perform various kind of attacks on web application. Repeater, we will also use repeater and sequencer, decoder to decode, compare to results, extender to add various kind of extensions in Burp Suite. We also have BAP store, which we can use to add other features. Project options are available here and user options are available here. All right, so these all options are available here and we will use them in other sections. All right, so now we are learning about proxy. So how we can configure proxy. So you can click on proxy here. So in proxy, you can see here that there are options available here. So click on options. And we already have a proxy available here. Here it is. So the IP address is 127.0.0.1 and you can see the port number is 8080. So this is by default. So 127.0.0.1 is obviously localhost. And this is a port number. You can also add another one if you click on add. So you need to provide the port number here. You need to specify the IP address and then you can easily add another one. But we don't need it right now. So you can see here that you can also edit it. So for example, if I select this, click edit. So you can see here I can easily change the port number. For example, if this port is not available, so you can easily change the port number to another port, and you can use the services of Burp Suite. Got it? So it is, you can basically you can edit the port number, like for example 8081, and then you can click OK. So you can easily change it to 8081. Here you can see now it is 8081. But yeah, if it is available, then you don't need to change it, right? Otherwise, if you don't want to use this proxy, then you can also remove it. So you can simply select it and you can click on remove, and you can easily remove this proxy setting. We will also set the same proxy settings inside our browser where we will run web application. So when we will use, or when we will run the website in browser, so the proxy will be same, and Burp Suite will be able to get the request from browser inside Burp Suite. So that's why we set proxy inside Burp Suite as well as in our browser. So this is called proxy listeners. So you can see here Burp Suite uses listeners to receive incoming HTTP requests from your browser. You need to set your browser to use one of the listeners as its proxy server. So first you need to check inside Burp Suite if proxy is available or not. And then you need to set the same proxy inside your browser. Then both will be able to communicate with each other. That's why we set proxy inside Burp Suite as well as in web application. So that's why we set proxy inside Burp Suite as well as in the browser where web application is running. In the next video, we will learn how we can set proxy inside a browser. Hello and welcome to the next video, Web Application Proxy Service. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so first of all, we will learn about our target, and then we will learn how we can set up proxy settings inside the browser. So to perform this task, let's open Kali Linux machine. Now guys, we are inside Kali Linux machine, and first of all, we will learn about our target, means target website, and second, how we can set up proxy settings. So let's open the browser. So click on applications here, and then you can click on web browser, which is Firefox. So you can click it and open it inside Kali Linux machine. So this is Mozilla Firefox. All right. So first of all, let's talk about our target. So we are taking a sample website provided by a company name is Acunetics, which also provides web scanners, right? So we are using their website. So generally the website name is vulnerweb.com. So this is a sample website, vulnerweb.com, and these all are subdomains. All right. So we can use this website for practice purpose. Okay. So we can try this one also, testphp.vulnerweb.com. So you can open it. Here it is. So we can use this website as target. If we go back, so you can see here the technologies are Apache, PHP, and MySQL, right? So we can find various kind of vulnerabilities inside this website, right? So we will use this as a target in Burp Suite. All right. So how we can set up proxy settings inside browser and when we should do it. So for example, if you are testing a website inside Burp Suite, so the first step is to open the website inside the browser. For example, the website is open. Now, for example, if you want to check the login page, so on the left hand side, you can click on sign up, and this is the login page we have, right? And for example, you are testing various kind of entries inside it. So admin, and you want to send this request inside Burp Suite for other kind of tests. So first of all, you need to open the website inside browser. All right. Then you need to change the proxy settings of your browser. So to change proxy settings, you can click on the right hand side on top, open menu. All right. Then you can click on preferences. You need to search for network settings or network proxy settings. So you can come down and you can see here network settings are available here. Configure how Firefox connects to the internet. All right, so click on settings here. You can see here that it is using system proxy settings, but we need to change it to manual proxy configuration. So select the last one, which is manual proxy configuration. Now, if you remember in the previous video, we have seen the proxy settings of Burp Suite. So Burp Suite was using IP address and port number. IP address was 127.0.0.1 and port number was 8080. So we need to use the same proxy inside the browser so that browser and Burp Suite can communicate with each other. All right. So what you need to do here? So in HTTP proxy here, you need to set the IP address, which is the localhost IP 127.0.0.1, right? The same proxy settings are available in Burp Suite. Then port number, same port number you need to provide, which is available in Burp Suite 8080, correct? And then you need to select this option. Let's use this proxy server for all kind of protocols. I mean, if it is using any kind of protocol, it will use this as a proxy. All right. If there is any entry available here, you just need to remove it. And you can see here that there is no entry available here. No proxy for so proxy is available for all kind of protocols, and proxy IP and port number is this 127.0.0.1 and port is 8080. All right. You don't need to change anything else. That's it. Select manual proxy configuration, set your IP address and port number, and then you just need to click OK and you are done. You can again re-verify if you click on settings. So you can see here our settings are saved. It means that the proxy settings you have entered in browser is similar to the proxy settings available in Burp Suite. So if you run a website inside your browser, so it will generate a request, the browser will generate a request and Burp Suite will be able to capture it inside it easily. All right. We will also check it later. So that's it. First, open the website or open the particular page you want to test in Burp Suite. Enter your credentials if you want. Change the proxy settings and then run it. Basically, you just need to click on login. Right. And basically, if you have Burp Suite, the Burp Suite will easily capture it. All right. So that's how you can set the settings inside your browser to connect with Burp Suite. In the next video, we are going to learn how you can Burp Suite for the particular target. Hello and welcome to the next video. Launch Burp Suite for target. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so we will learn that how you can launch Burp Suite and then how we can intercept a request. So let's open Kali Linux machine. Now guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are learning about how you can intercept a request inside Burp Suite. We already have a target which I mentioned in the previous video. So first of all, let me open the browser. So click here, click on web browser and open it. Here it is. So we were using a testing website. The website name was vulnerweb.com, provided by Acunetics company. All right. And let's try this one, testphp.vulnerweb.com. So click here. All right, so first of all, let me check my proxy settings. So first of all, we need to remove proxy. So come down and check settings. All right, no proxy, then click OK. Then run it again, testphp.vulnerweb.com. all right, click sign up, and here we are. Now we are on the target page. Next is we need to set a proxy setting inside the browser again. So click here, click preferences. Here you can click on settings, then select manual proxy configuration. The IP address is 127.0.0.1. The port number is 8080. Select this, use this proxy server for all protocols. No proxy is blank. And then you can click OK. So we are set. All right. Next is we need to start Burp Suite inside Kali Linux machine. So you can click here in applications, web application analysis, open Burp Suite. We'll also check the proxy settings inside Burp Suite, and then I'm going to show you how you can intercept a request. Click next, start Burp Suite. As you already know, we are using Burp Suite Community Edition, so we have limited features inside it. All right, here we are. Now if you select proxy here, and inside proxy we can check options, so you can see that proxy is available here. The same proxy is available in browser. We are all set. Next is you can also check another option inside proxy, which is intercept. Right, so what is intercept? So with the help of intercept, we can intercept requests coming from the browser. For example, if a website is running in the browser and if it is generating a request, so Burp Suite can intercept that request with the help of intercept. Here you can see that intercept is on. For example, if it is off, then you need to turn on. So you just need to click here, and now you can see intercept is on. It means now it is ready to capture the request coming from the browser. All right, and obviously proxy is already set. Now just minimize it. What we need to do here, we need to generate a request from our browser where this website is running. So for example, let me enter the credentials. I don't know about credentials. So for example, admin. All right, now you can click login, and here you can see that the request has generated by browser and it is intercepted by Burp Suite. You can see here the color has changed from black to orange, right? And you can see here that we have the request inside intercept, right? So I have already told you that if intercept is on, then if browser is generating request, Burp Suite will capture it easily. So you can see here that this is using post method. The page was userinfo.php, right? The host is the website name. So the website name is testphp.vulnerweb.com. We already know that we are working on this website, testphp.vulnerweb.com, right? User agent is Mozilla /5.0. All right, Firefox we are using. Okay, encoding accepted. And this is the actual page link, which is testphp.vulnerweb.com/login.php. Let me open the browser. You can see here that this is the link we have. All right, so that's, and you can also check the credentials which we have passed in that website or application. So I have typed username admin and password admin, and here you can see that now we can see the request here. So it means that if you want to generate a request, you just need to set the proxy settings, and then you just need to open the particular page of the website which you want to test. generate a request, capture that request inside Burp Suite, and then you can perform various kind of tests. I mean, if you right click here, so you can see here that you can perform various kind of tests, like you can send this request to intruder or repeater or sequencer or comparer or decoder. So we will learn about these options later in the videos. But yeah, now you know how you can capture a request inside Burp Suite. In the next video, we are going to learn about Burp CA certificate. Hello and welcome to the next video, Trusting Burp CA certificate. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So in this video, we will learn the basics of Burp CA certificate and why we need it. So to learn more about Burp CA certificate, let's open Kali Linux machine. Now guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are learning about Burp CA certificate. So to learn more about it, let's open the browser. And the website is running here. So first of all, let me check my proxy. So let me remove it first. In preferences, in settings, no proxy, and then you can click OK. All right, now we are learning about Burp CA certificate here. So you can type here Burp CA certificate, hit enter, and you can see here that this is the official website, portswigger.net. Here you can see installing Burp CA certificate, so you can click it and open the link in your browser. Here we go. All right. So installing Burp CA certificate. Now these steps are all necessary if you want to use an external browser for manual testing with Burp. Basically, Burp also comes with its embedded browser, but as you know that we are using external browser, means Mozilla Firefox. So, and we are performing manual testing, so that's why it is necessary. If you prefer, you can just use Burp's embedded browser, which is pre-configured to work with Burp proxy already. All right, to access the browser, you can check proxy, intercept tab and click open browser. But we are using external browser, which is Mozilla, so that's why it is necessary. The process for installing Burp CA certificate varies depending on which browser you use. So basically, it depends on the type of browser you are using for testing. So please select the appropriate link below for detailed information about. So we will check it. Now let me come down. The main important thing is why we need Burp CA certificate. Why should I install it? So let's learn about it. So one of the key functions of TLS, which is Transport Layer Security, is to authenticate the identity of web servers that your browser communicates with. So if your browser is communicating with a web server, or for example, if you are opening a website, so it needs authentication. This authentication process helps to prevent a fraudulent or malicious website from masquerading as a legitimate one. So for example, if you are opening a fake website or fraudulent website, so it helps to prevent it. For example, it also encrypts the transmitted data and implements integrity checks to protect against man-in-the-middle attacks. So we know about man-in-the-middle attacks. It is also called sniffing. So to prevent sniffing, it can encrypt the data which is transmitting in the network. In order to intercept the traffic between your browser and destination web server, Burp needs to break the TLS connection. As a result, if you try and access the HTTPS URL while Burp is running, your browser will detect that it is not communicating directly with the authentic web server and will show security warning. Now, for example, you know that we are not using HTTPS website in testing. We are using HTTP website. Now, for example, if you are testing a website like Instagram or Facebook, right? So when you will try to intercept the request inside Burp Suite, so obviously Burp needs to break the TLS connection. So what will happen? The browser will detect that it is not able to communicate with the server because it is communicating with the Burp Suite. Burp Suite is in middle. So it will show you a security warning. So to prevent the issue, Burp generates its own TLS certificate for each host signed by its own certificate authority CA. And the CA certificate is generated the first time you launch Burp and stored locally. So basically, if you want to test HTTPS websites and without any security warning, you need to install this Burp CA certificate inside your browser, right? Otherwise, it can show you a security warning if you try to test a HTTPS website. Obviously, with HTTP website, there will be no problem because in the previous video we have captured or intercepted a request. But yeah, in testing you have to use HTTPS websites. Then surely you need Burp's CA certificate. So that's why we need Burp CA certificate inside browser. So if you have Burp CA certificate installed in your browser, there will be no security warnings when you will try to test any kind of website. All right. So, and you can see here that there are various kind of Burp certificate for different kind of browsers. So you know that we are using the Firefox. So we will try to install this one, the first link. So after installation of the certificate, you won't get any security warnings and you will be able to test any kind of website. So this is all about the Burp CA certificate. I hope now you know why we need Burp CA certificate inside browser. In the next video, we will learn how to install Burp CA certificate in browser. Hello and welcome to the next video, installation of CA certificate. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So we are going to learn how you can install Burp CA certificate, and then I'm going to explain the whole process. So let me open the lab setup. So guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are learning that how you can download and install CA certificate in your browser. So we have Burp Suite available inside Kali Linux. So let me open the page. Here it is, the support page. Installing Burp CA certificate in Firefox. So how you can install Burp CA certificate in Firefox? So to install Burp CA certificate in Firefox, proceed as follows. First of all, you should run Burp Suite in your Kali Linux machine. Then visit this URL in Firefox. As you can see that we are using Firefox. You should be taken to a page that says welcome to Burp Suite Professional. If not, please refer to proxy troubleshooting page depending on what went wrong, and you may be taken there automatically. So let's visit this http://Burp Suite in Firefox. You can see here that Burp Suite is running inside Kali Linux. So let's open a new tab and you can type here http:// and then Burp Suite and hit enter. So it should open a page like this, welcome to Burp Suite Professional. Then you can click on CA certificate, right, to download it. And guys, you can see here that we are on the page. So the first tab is basically you need to change your proxy settings to 127.0.0.1 and port number is 8080 in your browser. So you have changed it. Then you can visit http:// Burp Suite and then you will be on this page, Burp Suite Community Edition. Welcome to Burp Suite Community Edition. So we have the CA certificate available here. So you can click on CA certificate. And you can see here the name is cacert.der, which is around 939 bytes. So you can click on save file and then you can click OK. So it will download inside your download folder. All right. So we have successfully downloaded the certificate inside Kali Linux. So let me check where it is. So let me check the file manager. Inside file manager, go inside downloads. And inside downloads, we have the certificate available, cacert.der. Great. Let me open the page again. So we have successfully downloaded the CA certificate. Next is in Firefox, open the menu and click preferences or options. So we can open the menu here, then we need to click on preferences or options. So let's click here, then click preferences. All right. Next is from the navigation bar on the left of the screen, open the privacy and security settings and scroll down to certificate section and click on view certificates button. So let me click on preferences here. In preferences, we have privacy and security. Click here. Then you can come down, right? And here it is. So we can click on view certificates option here. And here we go. We are on certificate manager. So we have clicked on view certificate. And we have certificate manager. So in the dialog that opens, go to authorities tab and click import and select the burp CA certificate that you have downloaded earlier and click open. When prompted to edit the trust settings, make sure the checkbox this certificate can identify website is selected and click OK. Close and restart Firefox with burp still running. Try and browse to any HTTPS URL. So that's it. So you know that we have downloaded the certificate, so we can simply import it. So you can click import, and you can see here in downloads we have cert.dir, so we can select it and we can open it here. So here you can see we have options. Do you want to trust PostFigure CA for following purposes? Trust CA to identify websites, trust CA to identify email users. So you select the first one, trust CA to identify websites, and then you can click OK, and you can click OK here. All right. So we have selected the first option. The certificate can identify websites, and then next option is basically we need to close and restart Firefox. That's it. So let me close this, and let's restart Firefox again, and we are done. Web browser, and here we go. So in this video we have learned that how you can download burp CA certificate and then how you can install it in your browser. So the setup is completed. So burp suite community edition is available inside Kali Linux machine, which we are going to use, and we have also installed burp CA certificate inside browser. In the next section we are going to learn about spidering process.
Did you know that you can be part of the lucrative cybersecurity industry? Even top companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, Facebook, and Dell all hire cybersecurity professionals. The cybersecurity industry has a 0% unemployment rate. The average salary for an entry-level cybersecurity job is about $100,000 per year in the United States. Furthermore, you don't need to know coding and learn from your home, and you get a scholarship to kickstart your career. Apply now. EC Council is pledging a $3.5 million CCT scholarship for cybersecurity career starters. Scan the QR code on the screen to apply for the scholarship. Fill out the form.
Hello and welcome to section 2 of the course, Fast and Hybrid Spidering Your Web Application. Now let's start with the first video of section 2 about spidering process. Now in this video what we are going to learn, so we are going to learn about the spidering process, and I'm going to explain you. So guys, here we are learning about spidering process, or we can also call it crawling. So in this section, we will only learn about spidering process provided by burp suite. But first of all, let's learn the basics. So let's talk about crawling, which is also called spidering. So you can see here the crawl phase of a scan involves navigating around the application, following links, submitting forms, and logging in wherever necessary. So it means why we need crawling. For example, if you have a web application, you need to test it. So first of all, we need to perform spidering or crawling process so that we can get more information about applications, like various kind of links available in the website, the various kind of URLs available, and we can also test forms inside the web application and logging process. So to catalog the content of the application and navigational paths within it, the seemingly simple task present a variety of challenges that Burb's crawler is able to meet to create an accurate map of application. So the crawling is like you are creating a map of application, that what is inside this application, right? So what are the various links available, forms, login pages, etc. So you will get an overall map in Burp Suite after the spidering process. So that's why we need Spider. To learn more about web application, which we are testing, right now, if you are using Burp Suite Community Edition, which is available in Kali Linux, so crawling or spidering process or spidering option is not available in Community Edition. So it is available in the paid version, which is professional version. It was available in Burp Suite, but now in current version it is not available. So spidering process and scanning process is not available in current version of Burp Suite. Now, you can see here for Burp Suite professional users, if your machine appears to support it, Burp Scanner will automatically use the embedded browser for all navigation. Alright, let's talk about core approach. So what is core approach here? Here you can see it is written by default. Burb's crawler or spider navigates around a target application using an embedded browser. Clicking links, submitting input wherever possible, it constructs a map of the application. So the basic idea is Burp Suite uses an embedded browser. First, it visits the website or the target, check all the links available in the website. It submits the inputs. For example, if there is a form available inside the web application, so it can ask you the login ID and password so that it can submit application wherever possible. And after that, it constructs a map of the application's content and functionality in the form of directed graph, representing the different locations in the application and links between these locations, like you can see in the diagram here. So you can see here, these are the various pages available in a website, like blog, feedback, about us, login, right? Now, when it reaches login page, so you need to submit form. So it will give you a pop-up and it will ask you to provide username and password so that it can log in inside the website. So when you will provide username and password, it will log in and it will also check the internal pages. So you can see the crawler makes no assumptions about the URL structure used by the application. Locations are identified based on their contents, not the URL that was used to reach them. So it enables the crawler to reliably handle modern applications such as CSRF tokens, etc. Right. So you can see here the approach also allows the crawler to handle applications that use the same URL to reach different locations based on the state of application or user's interaction with it. So the basic idea here is it checks each and every page of the website. For example, if it cannot reach a particular page, so it will ask you, or it will ask the user to provide input, and after that it will log in inside that page and check internal pages as well. So crawler checks all the links in the website, create a graph for you after completion of this process. So it also handles the sessions, right? Detecting changes in application state, obviously application login. You need to provide login so that crawler can get inside the web application. You can see here that. So start, then login, right? Submit user's credential, submit admin credentials, then it checks the internal pages like my account, and then it can also check internal pages like change password, my messages, etc. So that's how it works. Crawling volatile content. So you know that many modern web applications also contain various kind of volatile content. and crawling with embedded browser. So by default, if your machine appears to support it, Burp will use its embedded Chromium browser to all navigation of your target website or application. So you just need to provide URL link, and then you need to start crawling process, and then it will check all the links available in the website and provide you a proper graph at the end. So this is all about the spidering or crawling process. In the next video, we are going to perform spidering process in Burp Suite Community Edition. Hello and welcome to the next video, Spidering in Community Edition, previous version. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so first of all, we are going to perform spidering process with the help of Burp Suite Community Edition, previous version, and I'm going to explain the whole process. So let me open the lab setup. Now guys, I've started my Kali Linux inside VMware Workstation. So you can see here that I have two versions of Kali Linux. One is 2020 and second is 2019. So this is previous version and this is basically latest version. So I want to tell you that in latest version of Burp Suite Community Edition, spidering is not available inside the tool. They have removed it and now it is available only in professional version, basically the paid version. So you are not able to perform spidering process directly with the help of Burp Suite Community Edition. So I'm showing you in the previous version how to perform spidering process. Then later in the next video, I will show you how you can perform spidering in the latest version. Because in previous version of Burp Suite, spidering is available. So let's check the previous version. So let me open the old version, which is Kali 2019.2. Alright, here it is. So let me close it. Let me start again. So this is the previous version of Kali Linux where Burp Suite is available. This is 2019.2. So just to show you how you can perform spidering in the Burp Suite, just to provide you information, that's why I'm showing. So you cannot find the spidering in latest version of Burp Suite. So just to get information. So here you can select web application analysis, then you can click on Burp Suite. I will also compare both Burp Suite in both versions. Okay, so this is the old version of Kali Linux where Burp Suite is running. Here it is. So let me first of all start this one. You can see the version is Burp Suite Community Edition version 1.7.36. So let's start it. Click next and let me start Burp. All right. So this is free version, which is Community Edition version. Here it is. Now this is the old version, and here you can see that spider is available here inside Burp Suite, right? So this is available here, so we can use it in previous version. But if we check the latest version, so let me open the latest version of Kali Linux and let me open Burp Suite inside it. I'm just providing you information about the difference so that you can learn more. All right, so let me close this first of all. All right, yeah, here you can see that spidering is not available, and you can see this is the latest version of Kali Linux, which is 2020, and spidering is not available. They have removed it. And in the previous version, spidering is available, but here you can't find spidering. It means you are not able to perform spidering in the latest Community Edition. So let's perform spidering in the old version, then I will show you a technique to perform spidering in latest version. All right, so let me minimize it and let me start a browser. Here it is. All right. So this is the testing website which we generally use, testphp.vulnerweb.com, provided by Akunetics company. Yeah, it is running. So for example, this is my target and I want to perform spidering on this website. So the first step is change the proxy settings. So click here, then check preferences, come down, and let me click on settings here and select manual proxy settings. The IP address is set here 127.0.0.1, port number is 8080. Select it, use this proxy server for all protocols, remove everything from here which is no proxy for, and then you can click OK and you are done. All right. Now next is to check if interception is on in burp suite or not. So let me check it. Click on proxy and you can see here that intercept is on. Great. Minimize it, and you just need to refresh the page in browser. Refresh it, and that's it. So minimize it, open burp suite again, and here we go. So I got a request from browser. If I check HTTP history, so I can see here that it is showing you a request coming from browser where user has visited a website testphp.vulnerweb.com. Great. All right. Now next is you can right click here, you can add this website to scope. So you can click add to scope, click yes. That's great. All right, in scope you can see that we have successfully added this website to scope. Okay, next go into proxy. Now you can click on the website, right click, and you can click spider from here, right? You have this option in the old version, spider from here. Okay, so let me click on spider from here. You can see the color has changed here in spider, and in spider you can see here that now it is sending data. It means spider is working. So burp spider submit form. So you can see here that it is asking you to provide username and password. For example, let me provide. So username is test, password is test, and let me submit this form. All right, submit form. Here we go. So if you provide right username and password, then the spider will be able to check internal pages. If you don't provide any username and password, spider is going to ignore the internal pages. All right, so you can see here around so you can see here that data is transferring here, and here you can see another form. So for example, if you don't want to test this one, so you can simply click on ignore form. Here we go, and you are done. All right, now in the options of spider you can see the crawler settings. So you can check robots.txt page of the website. You can detect custom not found responses, ignore links to non-text content, and various settings available here. Great. So in proxy we have, if we click on target in sitemap, so here you can see that this is sitemap which is created by crawler or spider. Here you can see, so this is the website testphp.vulnerweb.com, right? So let me go into proxy. Here it is. You can also check intercept. You can now forward it if you want. You can click on target sitemap. Here we go. So you can see here that spider has provided us information about the URLs in the website. Here you can see these all URLs are available in the website. Great. So that's why we need crawler, because we get information about the website, and this is the sitemap basically we have. So we know everything about the website, what pages it contains, what kind of pages, right? So you can see here that these are the pages available here. If you want to see the content, just click on that and you can see here the content is available. Response, you can check here, right? So you can also check that this is the login page and this is logout page. You can also check the content. So here it is, right? Now in the request, you can see here that it is showing you the page name, the host name, and the user agent, etc. These are the headers, hex value, and in response, so this is the response. Now you can check the server version here. So the website is using server nginx 1.19.0. so now you can also check the server version with the help of this, and obviously you will get more information. And you can check the PHP version, PHP 5.6.40, right? So this is a very useful information if you are testing a website, that what version the server is using or what is the version of PHP, right? For example, if it is using outdated version of PHP or server, so you can detect it easily. So the whole information is available in header, so you can easily check here. This is the hex value, HTML format here, and render if render is available. All right, so this is all about the spidering process, and you can see here in render that it is showing you the website here. So because this is the login page, so it is showing you the login page of the website. So if you click render, you can check the website inside render window. That's great. So this is all about the spidering process available in the previous version of Burp Suite. The goal was just to show you the whole process, because this option is not available in the latest version of Burp Suite. So that's why I showed you in the previous version. So this is all about the spidering process in Burp Suite Community Edition. In the next video, I'm going to show you the spidering process in Community Edition latest version. Hello and welcome to the next video, Spidering in Community Edition latest version. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so we are going to perform spidering process but in latest Burp Suite version, and I'm going to explain the whole process. So let me open the lab setup. So guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and this is the latest version, right? In the previous video, we have learned that how you can use spidering in the old version of Burp Suite. But yeah, in the latest version of Kali Linux, Burp Suite is also updated. So you won't able to find spidering option in latest version of Burp Suite. So if I open Burp Suite here it is Burp Suite. You can see here that no spidering option is available here. Then what you can do in this case? Obviously, you are not able to perform spidering process in Community Edition of Burp Suite. Yes, obviously, if you purchase the professional version of Burp Suite, all options are available there. But for practice purpose, how you are going to perform spidering, right? So it means that we are not able to perform spidering directly from Burp Suite. We need to take help of some other tool so that we can create a proxy to perform spidering process in latest version of Burp Suite. Now fortunately we have another tool which we can use, and we can take help of this tool to perform spidering in Burp Suite. The tool name is Zap, provided by OWASP, which is Z Attack Proxy, and it is also open source tool provided by OWASP. So we can take help of Zap and then we can make it a proxy, and then we can transfer, or basically we can set proxy inside Z Attack Proxy, so that request will be redirected to Burp Suite. We can do this. All right. So let's check in proxy in options. So in options, we have proxy settings, proxy listeners available here, 127.0.0.1, and port number is 8080. All right. Intercept should be on. Yeah, it is on here. Now let me minimize this. So we are not able to perform spidering directly from Burp Suite. Let's open Z-Attack proxy in Kali Linux. So you can click here. Select web application analysis, and here you can see Zap is available here, which is called Z-Attack proxy. So let's open this, click, and open it inside Kali Linux. It also has various other options like spidering and active scanning, etc. So guys, you can see here that this is OS Zap. Now let me start it. Here we go. So what is Zap? Why we use it? So you can read here, Zap is an easy to use integrated penetration testing tool for finding vulnerabilities in web applications. So we can use Z-Attack proxy to find various kind of vulnerabilities in web application. For example, injection vulnerability, cross-site scripting vulnerability, cross-site request forgery, etc. So it's a penetration testing tool. And the important thing is it is open source. So you don't need to pay for it. It is open source provided by OWASP. So you can use it easily in Kali Linux as well as in Windows machine. So we are using in Kali Linux. All right. Now what we are doing here. So what we have a target, testphp.vulnerweb.com. Now we cannot perform spidering directly in Burp Suite because we don't have that option in Community Edition. So what we are going to do, we are making Zap as a proxy, or you can also say it as a mediator. So we will take request inside Zap first, and then Zap will redirect that request to Burp Suite. Right? So we are taking this tool as a proxy. So Zap is going to perform all kind of scanning, and the result will be redirected to Burp Suite. All right. So that's how you can use Zap and Burp Suite to perform spidering process in the latest version of Kali Linux, or you can say latest version of Burp Suite. Okay. So now next step is to set proxy settings. So what you can do here, you can click on settings here. You can see this button. So click here. It will show you all kind of settings available for Z-Attack proxy. Here we go. So you can click on local proxies first of all. So you can see here port number is 8081. So if it is showing 8080, you can change it to 8081. All right. So what you can do here, if it is showing like this 8080, so change it to 8081. Localhost is fine. Now port number should be 8081 or any other. Do not use 8080 here. Okay. Next is we need to check the proxy settings here. So let me check where it is. So you can click on, I think, connection. Yeah, right. And come down. So you can see use proxy chain, right? So what you can do here, you first of all select it, use an outgoing proxy server, then provide address. So address should be localhost 127.0.0.1, and port number here you can provide 8080. All right. So it will redirect to this IP and port, and we know that Burp Suite uses this IP address and port number as a proxy listener. So what is going to happen? We will take request inside Zap. Zap is going to perform scanning, and that will be redirected to Burp Suite on address localhost port number 8080. All right. So these are the two settings. In connection, use it as a proxy server, change the IP address and port number, set it. And if you come down and in local proxies, you just need to change the port number to 8081 and we are done. So you can click on OK, and we have set all the proxies inside ZDetect proxy. And we also have Burp Suite available here. Here it is, which is using proxy 127.0.0.1 and 8080 is the port number. So we are all set. Intercept should be on, which is on. And here we have the ZDetect proxy. Great. Now next thing is we need to visit a browser and we need to change the proxy settings of browser because we need to set the port number to 8081 because ZAP is using 8081. So now, or let's do one thing. It also contains its browser, which is pre-configured. So let's open this browser. You can see here Mozilla Firefox. So let me click here and let me open this Mozilla Firefox. So guys, here we go. Mozilla Firefox is open. Explore your application with ZAP. So let me remove the URL here and let's test it. https://test php.vulnweb.com. Hit enter. Here we go. Let me open first of all ZDetect proxy here. Now guys, you can see that inside ZDetect proxy we have the website here, right? So we have visited the browser and inside browser we have used this website and ZDetect proxy have intercepted. All right. Now next is we need to perform spidering process. So you can right click here and you can see there are various options available here. So inside those you can select attack. In attack you can see spidering is available here. So we can perform spidering in ZDetect proxy and then we can redirect this to Burp Suite. So in spidering we have active scan, we have Ajax spider, fuzzing, various other scanning. If I open Burp Suite, so in Burp Suite we only have one request. That's fine because the request has been accepted by ZDetect proxy and ZDetect proxy has redirected it to Burp Suite, but we have not started the spidering process. So you can see here in HTTP history there is only one data available. All right, now let me start the spidering process in ZDetect proxy. So it should get more data here. So right click here, let me start a basic spidering process and you can click on this. So this is the website. All right, now let me start the spidering process. Click start scan. All right, so it is providing you information about these URLs like robots.txt, sitemap.xml. all right, now if I go inside Burp Suite, you will also see the data, same data. Here we go. So you can see here that here we go, it is still coming because ZAP is redirecting the request in Burp Suite with that data. So ZAP is transferring data to Burp Suite. So you can see in the HTTP history we have robots.txt information here, sitemap.xml information of testphp.vulnerweb.com website. Great. So we are able to perform spidering process with the help of ZDetect proxy tool. You can see. Let me perform some other tasks. For example, let me try Ajax spider. So let me click on Ajax spider. Click start scan. All right. Now let me go back to Burp Suite. And first of all, what we can do, we can add this website to scope. So add to scope here. Yes. So in target, I have added this website to scope, right? Now in proxy, we have this. Let me go in intercept. Let me forward this request, forward everything. Right. Okay. Now let me go back to Zytek proxy. So it is still running. You can see here it is taking some time. So it will shortly update the data inside Burp Suite. So basically this is the way you can perform. Check this. So this is the same URL available in Zytek for blocklist.settings. Here we go. Here it is. Right. It means that Zytek proxy is redirecting data to Burp Suite. And we can check the data inside Burp Suite. Here we go. Great. So guys, that's how you can use Zytek proxy as a proxy to perform spidering process inside Burp Suite. So you just need to set proxy settings inside Zap, and then you will be able to redirect the request or basically the data from Zytek proxy to Burp Suite. And you can check all the data in Burp Suite. All right. So this is all about the spidering process in latest version of Burp Suite. In the next video, we are going to learn about scanning process. Hello and welcome to section 3 of the course, Scanning Your Web Application. Now let's start the first video of section 3 about scanning process. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so we are going to learn about scanning process with the help of Burp Suite, and I'm going to explain. So let me open the lab setup. Now guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine. And we have two versions of Kali Linux. One is old version and one is latest version. So in latest version, let me open Burp Suite. Here we go. So as you can see here that spidering and scanning is not available in community version of Burp Suite. If you want to perform scanning, then you need to use Burp Suite Professional, which is a paid version. So as you can see here that new scan is disabled in Burp Suite. So we are not able to perform automated scan inside Burp Suite. If I talk about the old version, let me check the old version. And here spidering was available, but if I click on scanner, so scanner was not available. It means scanner is only available in paid version or in professional version of Burp Suite. All right, no problem. So let's learn about scanner, what it does and how it works. So you can see here Burp Scanner is a state-of-the-art vulnerability scanner for web application. So if you have a web application and if you want to scan that web application for various kind of vulnerabilities, then you can take help of Burp Suite scanner. It is designed with security tests in mind to integrate closely with your existing techniques and methodologies for manual or automatic. Basically, you can perform automatic testing by Burp Suite and you can also use manual testing. So you can see you scan for many types of vulnerabilities without making any additional request. Use your browser to control exactly what gets scanned and manually select items anywhere within Burp and send it into scanning. All right. So let me go back to the latest version here. So here you can see if you click on dashboard, so on the right hand side you can see it is showing various kind of vulnerabilities listed here, and some are high vulnerabilities, some are medium vulnerabilities, some are lower vulnerabilities. So it has categorized vulnerabilities into various parts: high, medium, low and informational, right? So you can see in red color these are high level vulnerabilities, and you can see in orange color it is medium vulnerability, and in low there is no vulnerability available. Informational vulnerabilities. All right. So it is saying upgrade to Burp Suite Professional to automatically find vulnerabilities. It means if you want to use Burp Suite Scanner, then you need to purchase Burp Suite Professional for automated testing. But it's very easy. You just need to click on new scan, then surely you can start the scanning process easily, right? But yeah, new scan is disabled in community version of Burp Suite. All right. And you can see here that issue definitions, so you can see it handles various kind of vulnerabilities which is listed in Burp Suite old version. Check this. Main vulnerabilities are like SQL injection vulnerabilities, cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, cross-site request forgery vulnerabilities, and file path manipulation vulnerabilities. Any kind of injection you can perform with the help of Burp Suite. And the information is also available here. If I click on any vulnerability, the information is available here about that vulnerability, that what is SQL injection, how you can remediate it, and various kind of references. All right. So you already know that we cannot perform scanning in Burp Suite Community Edition, which is available in Kali Linux. So it's all right. So in previous section, we have learned that how you can use Z-attack proxy as a proxy to perform spidering process, right? So let me show you directly without making it as a proxy. So let me minimize this just to provide you information about scanning, how it works by an automated tool. In the next section, we are going to perform exploitation, and we are going to use manual techniques inside it. We will learn that how you can perform injection attack manually, then cross-site scripting attack, etc. So this is Z-attack proxy, correct? Now you can see here automated scan is also available here. So URL to attack, you just need to paste the URL here. For example, the URL is http://testphp.vulnerweb.com. All right. Then simply click on attack. It will start the attack process and it will show you a list of vulnerabilities inside the tool. Burp Suite also does same. So you can see I have already done the active scan with it, and in alerts you can see there are various kind of alerts available inside this website. Basically, this website is vulnerable, and what kind of vulnerabilities it contain, like cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. It also shows the page which is affected. If you click on any link, you will get more information about the link, that risk is high, right? Description, what XSS does, and affected items, etc. It also contains SQL injection attack, right? So it shows you everything, that what vulnerabilities are available in the website. All right. So Burp Suite Scanner also does same. It will show you a list of vulnerabilities, that these vulnerabilities are available inside this website. All right. So it is pretty easy to use. You can also perform spidering. We have already done it in the previous section successfully. And here we have learned that how you can perform active scanning. Now, if you want to check again how you can perform automated scan in this tool, or similarly in Burp Suite, so you just need to provide the URL here. In Burp Suite, you need to intercept a request. So it's pretty easy to perform automated scan inside these automated tools. Like here, you just need to provide the URL here, and then you can click on attack. So you can see here that first of all, it is performing spidering process because I have selected it. Then it will start the scanning process. Spidering is done, and here you can see now it has started scanning. So now it is performing attack. Here you can see, right? If you want to stop it, then you can stop from here. Similarly, and you will get a list of alerts here. So you need to complete the scanning process, and then you will be able to see them. In Burp Suite, it is pretty easy. You just need to click on New Scan and then you can start the scanning process. It is pretty easy. And you will get the list of vulnerabilities right here in the dashboard. Like for example, if the website contains SQL injection vulnerabilities, you will get a list here and you will be able to find SQL injection vulnerabilities in that list. All right. So that's how you can perform scanning inside Burp Suite, and you will be able to find all kind of vulnerabilities with the help of Burp Suite. In the next video, we are going to learn about OWASP top 10 web vulnerabilities. Hello and welcome to the next video, OWASP top 10 web vulnerabilities. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So we are going to learn about the top vulnerabilities for web applications, and I'm going to explain. So let me open the setup. Now guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are learning about OWASP top 10 web vulnerabilities. So in the previous video, we have learned that Burp Suite can scan various kind of vulnerabilities inside web applications. Now we need to focus on top 10 web vulnerabilities because they are critical or high vulnerabilities. So let me show you. Let me open Google here and you can type here OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities for web. All right, here we go. So this is the official website owasp.org and this is the link. So let me click and open it. Here we go. So this is top 10 vulnerabilities for web applications provided by OWASP. So you can see that the OWASP top 10 is a standard awareness document for developers and web application security. It represents a broad consensus about the most critical security risks to web applications. So obviously, first of all, we need to protect web application from critical vulnerabilities. So you need to be aware about it, that what are the top 10 vulnerabilities available for websites or web applications provided by OWASP. So here you can see companies should adopt this document and start the process of ensuring that their web applications minimize these risks. So first of all, you need to focus on these top 10 risks. Using the OWASP top 10 is perhaps the most effective first step towards changing the software development culture within your organization into one that produces more secure code. So let's see what are these top 10 vulnerabilities. Let me come down. Here we go. So top 10 web application security risks. So first is injection, second broken authentication, sensitive data exposure, XML external entities, broken access control, security misconfiguration, XSS, insecure deserialization, using component with known vulnerabilities, and insufficient logging and monitoring. So these are the top 10 risks available in web applications nowadays. So let's talk about it one by one to learn more about it. So first is injection. You can see here injection flaws like SQL injection or LDAP injections are available in applications. So when untrusted data is sent into an interpreter as a part of command or query, so attacker can insert these SQL injection queries into your web application to gather information from your database where all the data is stored. Attacker hostile data can trick the interpreter into executing unintended commands. All right, so this is injection. Broken authentication is applications functions related to authentication and session management are often implemented incorrectly. How? Allowing attackers to compromise passwords, keys, session tokens, and to exploit other implementation flaws to assume their users' identities temporarily or permanently. So basically, this is about authentication in the web application. So for example, if I authenticate inside an application, so I need to provide username and password. So if attackers are able to get those username and password, they will be able to access the application. Sensitive data exposure. Many web applications and APIs do not properly protect sensitive data. So if attacker can also take help of weak APIs to gather information. XML external entities, which is also called XXE. So it happens because of poorly configured XML processors. Evaluate external entity references within XML documents. So attacker can also insert XML code inside application, and if possible, attacker can gather other information. Like attacker can perform port scanning, remote code execution, DOS attack, means flooding attack in web application, broken access control, like restrictions on what authenticated users are allowed to do are often not properly enforced. Attackers can exploit these flaws to access unauthorized functionality or data, such as access other users' account by a view sensitive to. For example, if you have a URL and in URL we have a parameter name equal to ABC. So if broken access control vulnerability is available in application, and if I'm able to see the result of ABC, so if I change ABC into BCD, I can see the result of BCD without any authentication. So it is because broken access control existed inside application. All right, next is security misconfiguration, and it is a very common type of issue in application because you can see here insecure default configuration, incomplete or ad hoc configuration, open cloud storage, misconfigured HTTP headers, verbose error messages containing. So it can happen using various techniques. Like for example, if you are using default accounts, default username and passwords, error messages provided by applications are showing sensitive data, so it can happen. Cross-site scripting, yeah. So excesses or cross-site scripting flaws occur whenever an application included untrusted data in a web page without proper validation or escaping. So we can insert a malicious JavaScript inside application to gather more information, and we can also insert HTML code. So XSS allows attackers to execute scripts in the victim's browser, which can hijack user sessions. So it can attack on victim's browser with the help of HTML or JavaScript queries. Insecure deserialization often leads to remote code execution. Yeah. So remote code execution is possible with the help of insecure deserialization, and they can be used to perform attacks including replay, injection, privilege escalation, etc. Next is using components with known vulnerabilities. So components, application components, basically the libraries, frameworks, softwares run with the same privilege as the application. If a vulnerable component is exploited, for example, you have used an external library into your application and that library is outdated. So attacker can take help of that library and can access your application, can attack on it. So that's why if you are including some external libraries or frameworks inside your application, make sure they are updated. And finally, insufficient logging and monitoring. So insufficient logging and monitoring coupled with missing or ineffective integration with incident response allow attackers to further attack systems. So basically you need to monitor your systems regularly. You need to check logs regularly, right? If you want, then it is possible that attackers can use the same technique to attack again and again inside your systems. So obviously logging and monitoring is necessary. You can see here that allows attackers to further attack systems, maintain persistence, pivot and tamper, extract and destroy data. Most breach studies show time to detect a breach is over 200 days, typically detected by external parties rather than internal process or monitoring. So that's why logging and monitoring is very necessary. So these are the top 10 OS vulnerabilities. So first, if you are a web penetration tester or web tester, first you need to focus on these top 10 web application security risks if you are testing a website. Yes, you can use various kind of automated scanning tools available in ZDack proxy or burp suite, etc. But you need to focus on these top 10 security risks if you want to protect your web application from external attacks. So we will perform some manual attack techniques in the next section, but I will show you an example of brute force attack in next video. Hello and welcome to the next video example of brute force attack. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so we are going to learn the basics of brute force attack, and I'm going to explain the whole process. So let's open the lab setup. So guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine, and we are learning about an attack example, and we are taking here brute force attack. So what is brute force attack? So for example, if you have a website and you have login pages inside it, so what we can do here, we can create a username list, we can create a password list, and we can basically create combinations, and we can attack on the login page to get access inside it. We don't have username and password, but we can create a list and then we can attack, right? So if there is no restriction, then we will be able to perform brute force attack. If there are restrictions, then obviously we are not able to perform. What kind of restrictions? For example, if user has provided 3 incorrect username and passwords, so application can lock the account. But if this facility is not available, it means if this protection is not available, then obviously we can perform brute force attack with thousands of words or username and passwords. We can create combinations and then attack. So let me show you an example of brute force attack using Burp Suite. So first of all, let me open Burp Suite here. Here we go. All right. Now we are taking help of intruder in this example. So we can perform attack with the help of intruder. We can insert payload with the help of intruder. So I'm taking help of intruder. Before that, let's check the proxy settings. So inside proxy, intercept should be on. In options, proxy should be set here 127.0.0.1 and 8080 is the port number. All right, Burp Suite is all set. Now let me open the browser. So let me minimize this. Let me open a new browser. Target is obviously testphp.vulnerweb.com login page. So let me open first of all the testing page. The testphp.vulnerweb.com is our target. Here we have the sign up page, and here we go. So this is basically the login and password page, but we have no idea about login and password. But you can see here that please use the username test and password test because it's a sample website. But I'm assuming that we have no idea about the credentials or username and password. So how we are going to perform brute force attack on this web page? Interesting. Now we need to generate a request so that we can intercept that request inside Burp Suite. This is the first step. For that, we need to change the proxy settings of the browser. So let me change the proxy setting. We are on the page, then change the proxy settings. All right, so click preferences down, and here you can click on settings. Then you can select manual proxy configuration, provide the IP address 127.0.0.1, provide the port number 8080, select it, use this proxy server for all protocols, remove everything from here, and you're done. Click OK. All right. Next is we need to provide some parameters here because username and password is available. So we need to provide username. For example, I'm typing admin. Obviously, it is not right username and password. Right username and password is test. But we are just generating a request with parameters in Burp Suite. So when I click login, it will generate a request. That request will be intercepted by Burp Suite, and you will be able to see it inside Burp Suite. Okay, let's click on login. Here we go. Let me go back to Burp Suite. So it has not intercepted. Let's try again. Intercept is on. All right. Let me try again. Let me go back in browser. Try again. All right. In proxy, in HTTP history, we have a request now. test.php.vulnerweb.com. If I click here, I can see the request. So you can see here the page was userinfo.php and the exact URL was test.php.vulnerweb.com/login.php. Now you can see here that we have provided the username and password. So username was admin and password was admin. Obviously it is not right username and password, so we will not be able to log in inside application. Okay, so we have successfully intercepted a request inside Burp Suite. Great. Next is, as I already told you, we are going to use intruder function inside Burp Suite because we have not used it yet. So let me right click, and you can send this request into intruder. So send to intruder. You can see here the color has changed in intruder. So click intruder. Inside that you can click on positions, and you can see here that we have the same request inside intruder. Now it is showing you two parameters here, one is username and one is password automatically. Great. If you can see any other parameter, you need to clear it. So you need to select it and then click clear. All right. Now in attack type, as we are performing brute force attack, so we need to select here cluster bomb. All right. Everything is fine. If I select here payloads, so we need to provide payloads here. Payload means username list and password list. So I'm not generating any list here. You can generate a list here easily and you can provide here. Otherwise you can also paste passwords one by one. So as we are just testing here, so let me insert 3 or 4 username and 3 or 4 passwords to check. So first of all, number 1 is username and number 2 is for password. So let's select number 1 here. So I'm inserting 3 incorrect passwords, 3 incorrect usernames and 1 correct username, which is test. So let me type for example Sunil, add, then admin, add it, and let's try 3. So I'm typing here final one, which is right, test. Okay, so 2 incorrect, 1 correct. Again select number 2 for password, then provide any other like guest, add it, root. That's the right username and password is test. So we are just checking. Here we go. So this is for username, this is for password. Let's see if intruder can provide us the right combination of username and password or not. Everything is fine. In options, you don't need to change anything. In payload, we have set 2 payloads here. In positions, we have just 2 positions, one for username and one for password. That's correct. And in target, we have the right URL. Everything is set here. Now it's time to start attack. So on the right hand side, you can see a button start attack. So what it is going to do, it is going to take combinations of username and password, and we'll check. So click on start attack. It will generate a new window. Here we go. So you can see here that it is testing and it is not done yet. You can check below. All right. So you can see here it is taking username and password one by one. All right. Completed. You can see finished here. So how we will know which username and password combination is correct to log in inside the website? First of all, you can check the status here. In status, we can see 302, 302 in everywhere. But if you can check the last one is 200. It means, looks like this is the username and password. Test and test. So for example, if you have thousands of username and password in your list, you can test it with the help of Burp Suite. And Burp Suite will take some time, but yeah, surely if right username and password is available inside the list, surely you will get it. And also check length. So you can see here length is 253, but if you check the last one, which is 6287, it means this is the right combination of username and password, and we have successfully got the right credentials. So username is test and password is test. Other combinations are incorrect. That's how you can perform brute force attack inside an application, right? And we have used intruder option inside Burp Suite. Great. So you can close it. Let me close everything. Let me change the proxy settings again. No to no proxy settings, no proxy. And let's try to log in. So refresh it. Let's try the right username and password test. Click login. And here we go. We are in. You can see the logout button here. So I just wanted to show you a simple attack with the help of Burp Suite, and we have also used a new feature in Burp Suite, which is Intruder. So this is all about the scanning process inside Burp Suite. In the next section, we are going to learn the manual techniques to perform attack. So in the next section, we are going to exploit vulnerabilities in web application. Hello and welcome to section 4 of the course, Exploiting Vulnerabilities in Your Web Application. Let's start the first video of section 4, SQL Injection Attack. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So first of all, we will learn the basics of injection attack, and then I'm going to show you an example. So let me open the lab setup. Now guys, we are inside Kali Linux machine, and we are learning about SQL injection attack. So in the previous sections, we have learned that you can perform automated scan with the help of Burp Suite to get information about vulnerabilities. But yeah, you can also use the manual techniques to find out the vulnerabilities. So here in this section, we are learning about some manual techniques. So how you can check if a website is vulnerable to injection attack or not. So we can find out. It's pretty easy. So we need to insert some malicious content, and then we can check if it is malicious or not. Correct? We already have a target. So first of all, let me open the browser here. Here we go. So we have this target, testphp.vulnerweb.com, and I'm using this website as target. So click on sign up, and this is the login page we have. Correct? So we can insert few injection queries inside these login pages to get more information. But first of all, we need to create a request, and we need to intercept a request inside Burp Suite. So for that, let me open Burp Suite again. All right. I will try to insert few true queries inside username and password. Let's see if we can detect injection attack or not. So hit next, start Burp Suite, community edition. All right. And next thing is we need to set up the proxy. So let's check inside proxy. Intercept should be on. Proxy settings are fine. All right. And as I already told you that you can also perform automated scan with the help of Burp Suite Professional, where scanning facility is available. So click on new scan and you can find out easily. But yeah, manual technique is also very important. So you should also learn it. All right. If you click on, you can learn more about SQL injection attack if you have no idea. All right. Generally, we insert malicious data into website to get more information. Okay, so now let me minimize it, and let me open my browser where the target is running. Let's change the proxy settings again. Click on preferences, then in settings, select manual proxy configuration, and then click OK. All right, that's okay. Now let me type any username and password because we have no idea. So for example, admin. Click login. Request has been intercepted by Burp Suite, and where it is. So if you check proxy, intercept. So you can see here the request is available right here. Now we have another option, another facility available inside Burp Suite, which we are going to use. So we have used intruder. Now we are going to use repeater, right? So I will tell you the use of repeater, but first of all we need to send this request inside repeater. Okay, so you can right click on the request and then you can click send to repeater, or you can also press Ctrl+R, send to repeater. All right, so if I click repeater here, so you can see here that request is now inside repeater. Great. Now let's check the response. So let me send this request. So click send, and you can see here the message is you must log in. It means the username and password which we have provided are incorrect. That's why it is showing us the message you must log in. All right. So you can see 302 message also available here. It means we are not logged in. You can check the header value available here, hex value, and render it. If so, render is not possible here. All right. Now, how we can perform injection attack? So what we can do here, we can edit uname parameter and pass parameter here, and we can insert few injection queries here. So one injection query is like this. Let me show you in mousepad what we are going to insert. So we can insert query like this. For example, user equal to apostrophe or 1 equal to 1, and pass equal to same thing, apostrophe or 1 equal to 1. Correct. Let me change the font. All right, here it is. So now we have user equal to admin and pass equal to admin. So I'm going to remove admin and I'm going to replace it with this query here, and I'm going to replace password with this, because 1 equal to 1 is always true. So it's a true query, and it is possible that it can provide us the access of application. So let's try this. I generally use this query, so that's why I'm trying this one. Otherwise you can find various other queries on internet which you can hit and try. Okay, so let me copy this. All right, so let me copy this and let me open Burp Suite and let me change it. So I'm removing admin and I'm pasting this query. So let me try this one. If uname equal to this and pass equal to admin, so let's try. Let me send it. So it says you must log in. It means this is incorrect. What if I blank the password? Let me try this. You must log in. This is not working. So let me set the parameter into password also. So I'm using the same parameter here, apostrophe space or space 1 equal to apostrophe 1. You can find various other queries on internet. So let me click send now, and here we go. So you can see here that we have successfully logged in inside the website. So you can see here that this is not actual username and password. The actual username and password is test, test, but I have used SQL injection query, true queries, and we have successfully bypassed the authentication. Great. You can see here that the message is 200, means we have successfully logged in inside the website. All right, now if I open the login page, we are still not logged in. So let me forward this request. Let me send it again. You can see here, right? Okay, so you can right click here and you can also send it into another features, or you can check response in the browser. So let me copy this and you can paste here, and here we go. We have successfully logged in inside the website. You can see here. Great. You just need to right click here and you can open the request inside browser, or you can also check show responses. So I clicked on show responses, got the link, open the browser, paste it, and you can check the result here. So we have successfully logged in inside the website without using actual username and password. So that's how you can use injection queries to perform attack on website. That's how you can test a website manually, because you can see here that we have not used automated scan of burp suite. We have tested it manually. And you can see here that we have successfully performed injection attack inside the website. So it means injection vulnerability is available inside this website. In the next video, we are going to learn about cross-site scripting or XSS attack. Hello and welcome to the next video, cross-site scripting attack. Now in this video, what we are going to learn, so you are going to learn the basics of cross-site scripting attack, and then we will perform this attack on target using burp suite. So let's open the lab setup. Now guys, I'm inside a Kali Linux machine, and in the previous video we have learned that how you can perform injection attack in a website using manual methods. Now here in this video we are learning about cross-site scripting attack, which is also called XSS attack, on the target, on the same target, with the help of burp suite using manual methods. So first of all, we are going to perform attack on the website without authentication, and then we will access the website and then we will perform again. So we have our target here. You can see that I have been logged out from the website. All right, and burp suite is also open here. Intercept should be on. Check the proxy again. All right, so I've removed my proxy from my browser, then I have visited the website again. So I need to change the proxy again. So let me change the proxy. So click preferences here, and then you can click settings. Then you can select manual proxy configuration, set the IP address and port number, etc. Click OK. All right. So you can see here there's a search box. So I will try to perform cross-site scripting attack using the search box, because I can insert anything inside the search box. That's why. So for example, let me type my name here and let me click on go. So burp suite has intercepted the request inside the proxy intercept section. Here we go. Great. Now you can check inside HTTP history. You can also use this one. The same request is available here. So search for equal to Sunil and go button equal to go. It means I need to change the parameter of search for. Now the value is Sunil. I need to change it. So let me provide you more information about cross-site scripting attack, that which injection command we should use here. So let me remove this one. So first of all, I'm going to use this one. Script open, then alert. Inside alert, you can type a string here. We will type it, and then script close. So this is a basic JavaScript. If it works, it means that cross-site scripting vulnerabilities available inside the website. So let's see. Let me type my name here, Sunil. So script open, then alert, then inside that provided the string here, then script close. So alert means basically it will generate a pop-up box, and inside pop-up box it will show you the value, and the value is Sunil. If cross-site scripting vulnerability is available inside the website, so you will see a pop-up box, and inside pop-up box you will see Sunil, right? So I will try to change the value. So let me copy this. All right, let me go inside Burp Suite here, and let me send first of all this request into repeater. So send it to repeater here. Great. And if I click send here, all right, now let me change this and let me set this query script open, alert, string, and script close. All right, if I send this, obviously it should work, and rendering is not available here. So let me right click here and let me open it inside a browser. So show response in browser, copy this and let me paste inside my browser and hit enter, and here we go. So you can see here that it has generated a pop-up box, and inside pop-up box you can see my name, Sunil. Great. Let me change the settings again. For example, if I change here, for example, alert 1. All right, we can also try this one. So all right, right click here, show response in browser, copy this link, open it, let's try again, and here we go. So you can see here that we can see a pop-up box, and inside pop-up box we can see the value. It means that cross-site scripting vulnerability is available inside this website, and this website is highly vulnerable. So an attacker can perform cross-site scripting attack, can gather more information. Great. Now what I'm doing here, now I'm logging inside the website. So let me change the proxy settings again, and I will try to steal cookies. So that's why I'm logging inside. So no proxy. Okay, let me open the website again, testphp.vulnerweb.com. all right, then click sign up here, and all right, let me type the right username and password, test and test, click login. All right, now let me change the proxy settings again so that we can intercept request in Burp Suite. So the difference is now we are logged in. Manual proxy configuration, click OK. all right, now let me refresh this page. So refresh it, we will intercept a request in Burp Suite. So open Burp Suite now, let me go inside proxy, here we go. So this is the request, the last request. all right, now for example, if I send this into repeater, and basically just a second, what we need to do here, we need to generate a request from search box. Basically we have logged in, but we need to create a request from search box so that we can steal cookie by editing the value. So we have logged in, but now I need to enter something in search box. For example, ABC. all right, now click go, it should generate a request. Go inside Burp Suite, click prox, check proxy. This is the request we need actually. So search for ABC, but the difference is we have logged in inside website, so we should have a cookie. You can see here we have a cookie. In the previous request, we didn't have. Now send this to repeater. Great. And now we can steal this cookie. So how? So attacker can insert command like this, like JavaScript, script, then alert, and then this is a function document.cookie which can steal cookie. So we can try this one, script open, alert, then document.cookie without any double quotes. So alert, document.cookie, and script close. Let's try this. So let me copy this and let's change the value there in Burp Suite. And here it is. So let me change the value, which is ABC, and paste this value. Script open, alert, document.cookie, script close. That's it. So I can send it first of all. All right. Render facility is not available, so I need to right click here, then request or show response in browser, copy this and open a new link inside browser. So now we can paste here and hit enter, and here we go. So you can see here, we can see the cookie here, which is test and test. This is the cookie. So we have successfully stolen cookie. You can see in Burp Suite that the cookie was this. Here's the cookie. So what attacker can do, attacker can perform cross-site scripting attack and can steal cookie, and with the help of cookie, attacker can hijack user's session. And we can see here that with the help of cross-site scripting attack, we can also steal cookie of a user. Great. So that's how you can perform cross-site scripting attack on a website, and these are the manual techniques or methods you can use to gather information about this vulnerability. In the next video, we are going to learn about cookie management issues. Hello and welcome to the next video, cookie management issues. Now in this video, what you are going to learn. So in this video, first of all, we will learn about cookie management issue, and then I'm going to show you an example. So let me open the lab setup. Now guys, first of all, what we are going to do here, we are going to capture a request inside Burp Suite. So first of all, we need to log in, then we will capture a request inside Burp Suite, right? Then we will copy that request and then we will log out from this website. So we will try to log in inside website using the cookie which we had. So let me show you the process step by step. So first of all, let's log in the website. Here we are trying to steal cookie and we are hijacking session. So first of all, you can click on sign up. All right. So let me type here test and test. Click login. Here we go. Now let's change the proxy settings here and let's capture a request in Burp Suite. So you can click here, you can click on preferences. Inside preferences, we have network settings, and then you can click on settings here. Select manual proxy configuration, and then you can click OK. Correct. All right. And then you can refresh the page. All right. In proxy, we have the request available. You can see here uname is test, pass is test, cookies login equal to test test. All right. So we have the request available here. All right. So for example, if I send this request into repeater, so if I click send, so you can see here that we are getting response and we are logged in inside website. Great. So do one thing, copy it and save it. For example, let me save this here. All right, so let's remove this and paste here. the request here, right? All right, save it. So we have saved this request. Now next thing is we are going to log out from the website. We are going to clear all the cache from browser, and we will go back to the login page. So let me go back to the browser here, and let's change the proxy settings again. All right, click settings, no proxy. Okay, then first of all, let's log out from this website. All right, here we go. And one more thing, you need to clear the cache also. So click here, click preferences, click privacy and security, then clear data. You can clear it. Or you can also clear history. So you can also clear cache. All right, so last 2 hours. Okay, so clear now. So we have cleared the cache. Let me refresh this page again. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to capture a request when we are log out, and then I will try to log in using previous request. So we have captured the request. Now we have the cookie. So we will try to hijack a session. Or we can say that we can use the previous cookie to authenticate a new request. So what I'm going to, let me again change the data settings, manual proxy configuration, and let me type here admin, click login, and let me open Burp Suite here. Here we go. So this is the request we have, right? So first of all, let me drop this request, and this is the request we have, current request, where you can see that we are logged out from the website. We don't have any cookie, right? So can we use the previous request here, right? So let's try this one. So copy it and open Burp Suite, and let's paste here. Let's see if we can log in inside website automatically or not. You can see here that we are not logged in. So let me forward this request to the browser. You can see, and here we go. So you can see here that we have successfully logged in inside website. It means that we have used the previous cookie to log in with the help of the new request. So there is a cookie management issue because that particular cookie is static. It means it is same, but to secure a website, you need to change the cookies automatically after each login, but it is not happening in this case. Cookies static, cookies same in all requests. That's why we are able to perform this task. So there is certainly cookie management issues available in the website. That's why we are able to use previous requests. And now you can see here that we have successfully logged in, because I have also cleared the cache from my browser, but still we are able to log in inside the website. It means there is certainly a cookie management issue. So this is all about cookie management issues in a website. In the next section, we are going to learn about report analysis. Hello and welcome to section 5 of the course, Deep Dive Analysis of Report. Now let's start the first video of section 5, Burp Suite Report Format. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So we are going to learn the report format of Burp Suite, and I'm going to explain the whole process. So let me open the setup. So guys, we are inside Kali Linux machine, and inside Kali Linux machine we have Burp Suite. So let me open it. Here it is. So now you know that we can use Burp Suite to perform web application analysis, and inside Burp Suite we can test various kind of vulnerabilities. For example, OS top 10, and also you can see the vulnerabilities on the right hand side. For example, suspicious input transformation, SFTP header injection, SQL injection, web cache poisoning, etc. So it can scan various kind of vulnerabilities in a web application. Now these vulnerabilities are categorized here. So they have categorized vulnerabilities into 4 parts. First is high vulnerability, second is medium vulnerability, third is low vulnerability, and fourth is informational vulnerability. So these 4 types are available inside Burp Suite. They have categorized into these 4 categories. Informational vulnerability means when application is providing information to the attackers in the form of that web error page, etc. Low vulnerabilities are basically, low vulnerability means that it is not affecting much. Medium vulnerability and high vulnerabilities means these vulnerabilities are affecting web application, and attacker can gather sensitive information from a web application. So these are the 4 categories available here, right? Now you know that scanner and spidering is not available inside Burp Suite Community Edition. They are available in Burp Suite Professional version. So if you want to use them, you need to purchase Burp Suite Professional. Right? It's a paid version. This is a free version. Right? Now you can also create reports from Burp Suite. It is also possible. So let me provide you more information about report. There it is. So we are learning about reporting scan results, how you can report these results. So you can export a report of some or all of the issues generated by Burp Scanner. So obviously the use of Burp Scanner is to scan a website, right? And you will get a list of vulnerabilities in Burp Suite. So how you are going to export this? So the option is available inside Burp Suite. To do this, select the desired issues in the issue view of the sitemap. So let me open the Burp Suite. So if you click on target, if you click on sitemap, you will get a list of issues here on the right hand side, and or in the issue activity log, and choose report selected issues from the context menu. The reporting wizard lets you choose various options for your report as described below. So basically, when we have a list of vulnerabilities for a particular IP address or for a particular machine, we can also create a report for that particular IP. The option is available here. Now if I talk about report format, so you can choose one of the following report format, and you can see here we can create report in HTML format. We can also create report in XML format. So let's talk about HTML format. So this produces an HTML formatted report for printing or viewing in a browser. So when we create this HTML report from Burp Suite, we can simply view this report in the browser. Second is XML report. So this produces an XML formatted report suitable for importing in other tools or reporting frameworks. So it creates XML report. Now you can use that XML report in other softwares or in other frameworks. So you can optionally base 64 encode HTTP request and response within the XML input. So it is using the encryption algorithm, which is base 64. Since HTTP messages may contain non-printing characters which are not strictly permitted within XML documents. Using this option is preferable because it ensures compatibility with strict XML parsers. Okay, note the XML format uses an internal DTD, and authors of interoperability code are recommended to view a sample report to obtain the current DTD. The following XML elements. So these are the elements of XML. So first is the serial number. So the serial number elements contains a long integer that is unique to the individual issue instance. So a particular issue contains a serial number. If you export issues several times from the same instance of Burp, you can use the serial number to identify incrementally new issues. So if you export issues again and again from Burp Suites, so they will increment the serial number. The type element contains an integer that uniquely identifies the issue type, SQL injection or XSS, etc. This value is stable across different instances of Burp. See the list of scan issue types for a list of all numeric. So if I open this page, so basically there is a unique identification for each issue type. For example, if a website contains SQL injection, so there will be an integer for that. If it contains XSS, there will be another integer. So in issue definitions, you can see here that this is the issue definitions. For SQL injection, which is obviously high severity, the type index is available here. For cross-site scripting, it will be different. So you will get a list of issue types here with their numeric values. Alright. The name element contains the corresponding descriptive name for the issue type. See the list of scan issue types. So let me open this one. Corresponding descriptive name of issue type. So again, basically, for example, if a website contains injection attack or SQL injection attack, so it will look like this: SQL injection. If it contains second order of SQL injection attack, it will look like this in issue types. Similarly, for example, if it contains cross-site scripting or XSS, so if I search here cross-site scripting, so let me check again. Here it is. So you can see here that there are three types of cross-site scripting attacks are available. So in issue types, you will see these names. Alright. So it means name element contains the corresponding descriptive name for the issue type. The path element contains the URL for the issue, excluding query string. So path will provide you the URL. The location element includes both the URL and the description of the entry point for the attack where relevant, a specific URL parameter, request header, etc. So the location will provide you that which URL is affected. It will provide you a proper information about URL and the description. And finally, the request and response elements have a base64 attribute which contains a boolean value indicating whether the messages have been base64 encoded or not. Alright. Now if we check about issue details. So in issue details, you can choose the types of details to include in the report, what kind of detail you want to include. Issue background. This is the standard description of the issue and is the same for all issues. So basic issue description, obviously we will include it. Remediation background. So this is standard remediation advice that how you can protect your device from this kind of attacks. So that is basically remediation background. Issue detail. For some types of issues, this contains some further custom information about the particular issue, drawing attention to specific details. So yeah, you will get a issue description, but you can also choose issue detail if you want. Remediation detail, obviously about remediation process. and vulnerability classifications. So this contains this relevant mappings to the common weakness enumeration list. So we have with CWE list. You can also check it on internet. So if you want to include it inside your report, obviously you can. That is vulnerability classifications. So you can add issue background, remediation background, issue detail, remediation detail, and vulnerability classifications. Now HTTP messages. You can choose how HTTP messages should appear in the report. The following options are available for request and response. Do not include. The report will not contain any messages of the relevant time. So you won't be able to get HTTP messages if you select do not include. Include relevant extract. The report will include the parts of the message that are highlighted in the in-tool results and enough of the surrounding message to give context. So it will include the parts of the message. Include in full. Obviously, it will include the full messages, including parts that are not directly relevant to understanding or reproducing the issue. So optionally, you can limit each message to a specific maximum length. Fine. Selecting issue types. So the wizard lists the different types of issues that were included in your selection and a count of number of instances. You can deselect any type of issues that you do not want to include. This is useful if you have selected a large number of issues and want to remove certain less interesting type of. Now, for example, you only want a particular type of issues in your report, so you can also select a particular type of issues and you can deselect the other ones. So they will be included inside your final report created by Burp Suite. Report details. You can specify the file where the report will be saved. For HTML reports, so you can specify the following details. Report title. Now, for example, if you select HTML type format, so you can also specify these details. Report title. How issues should be organized within the report by type, severity, or URL. Right. So, for example, you want to categorize it using severity. So you will get high severity, then medium severity, then low severity level issues. The number of levels of details to include in the table of contents, and the severities of issue to include in the summary table and bar chart. So you can add these details inside your report. So Burp Suite provides various kind of options to generate report, right? You can use these custom options to generate report, but you can create format in HTML and XML format, and then you can change the options inside it, what kind of issue you want, and what kind of severity you want inside your report, HTTP messages, the URL, location, etc. Right? So that's how you can select and create a final report for you with the help of Burp Suite Scanner. In the next video, we are going to learn how to generate reports. Hello and welcome to the next video, generating reports. Now in this video, what we are going to learn. So in this video, we will learn that how you can generate reports from Burp Suite, and I'm going to explain the whole process. So let me open the setup. So guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are learning about reporting with the help of Burp Suite. So in the previous video, we have learned that what kind of report you can generate from Burp Suite and what are the various options available inside Burp Suite while generating reports. Now in this video, we will learn that how you can generate a report from Burp Suite. So as I already told you that in Burp Suite community version, we don't have scanner and spider. So we are not able to generate those reports, but yeah, you should know how you can generate from professional version. So let me open this Burp Suite's support page. So you can see here that it is providing you information that how you can generate report. So how to generate report about issues. So here you can see that in target you can go inside sitemap, then go inside IP address, and you can go inside issues, and then you can try right click on the issue or selected issue or bring up the context menu, then using the report issues function to generate a report. So in target, sitemap, IP address and issues. So inside Burp Suite you need to click on target, then in sitemap, then you will get IP addresses on the right hand side, and then you can right click and generate a report. It's pretty easy. Now for example, you get these vulnerabilities or these issues inside a web application, and it is listed in target sitemap, right? So you can select a single vulnerability, and then you can right click on, and then you can click on report issue. Second is, for example, you have selected this one. So if you want to select more, so let me click control, and then you can select these kind of issues. So then you can right click here, then you can see here, then you can click on report issues, and then you will be able to generate it. It is pretty easy. You can select a single one or the whole list by using this option, but this option is not available inside. You can see here that it is not enabled inside Burp Suite Community Edition, but yeah, surely if you use Burp Suite Professional Edition, then you will get all these options. So to generate a report, target, sitemap, then machine, select machine, then issues, and then right click on the issue, and then using report issue or function. So that's how you can generate a report from Burp Suite from Scanner, right? Let me show you. Now this is a screenshot. So for example, this is a Burp Suite Professional version. So you can see here that let me show you. So you can see here that so this is Burp Suite Professional Edition, and in Professional Edition you can generate reports because it contains Spider and Scanner option. So you can see here that inside target, inside sitemap, you can see we have a web application. So we have tested a web application, we got information about it, and about the URL or page is available inside it on the left hand side. Now for example, if you have tested 5 web applications, so you will get the content of 5 web applications here like this. So this is the IP address. The IP address is 192.168.56.28, and they are using get method. This is the URL of the web application, parameters and status. For example, you have 5 different web applications here, so it means that you have 5 different IP addresses. So what you need to do here, for example, if you want to check the issues related to application 1, so you can select the first IP address, and then on the right hand side you will get a list of issues available in the web application after scanning process. So if otherwise if you select number 2 option, so you will get the other issues related to the application number 2. So that's how you can check issues related to a web application, correct? So for example, we have selected the number 1 application, so we have a list of issues available here, right? Like cross-site scripting is available here, or local file inclusion, etc. So you can select a single issue, or you can select all of them. So you can select all of them, and then you can right click on the issue, and then you can click on report selected issues, right? When you will do this, you can easily generate a final report, and the issues will be available inside them, right? As we have already seen that in Burp Suite Community Edition, this option is disabled, right? Because we don't have Scanner and Spider. But in Professional version, all options are available, and you just need to select all issues, and then you can create a final report in HTML or an XML format, right? So the Professional version looks like this. So you will find it in target, sitemap, and then in IP address. So you need to click on target, then inside target we have sitemap, click on that. Then inside the contents you have the IP addresses. So select the IP address, and you will get issues related to the IP address on the right hand side. And in the below part, you can find explanation about a particular issue. Now, for example, you have no idea about what is cross-site scripting, so you can click on that and you will get information about cross-site scripting vulnerability in the below part here. And here in the below part, you have the request and response about that particular URL or request. On the left hand side, you have more information about the application. So that's how you can generate a final report from Burp Suite. In the next video, we are going to analyze report. Hello and welcome to the next video, Analyze Report. Now in this video, what we are going to learn? So we are going to analyze a report generated by Burp Suite and I'm going to explain. So let me open the setup. So now guys, I'm inside Kali Linux machine and we are analyzing a report created by Burp Suite. So we have Burp Suite inside Kali Linux machine, and in the previous video we have learned that how you can generate a final report. So you can easily generate if you click on target, then if you click on sitemap, and then you can click on IP address and right click on the issue, and then you can click on report issue. So you can easily generate a final report from Burp Suite. Now for example, you have created a final report, so how we can analyze it, what it can contain. So let's check. So let me open a sample report from Burp Suite. So here it is. So this is a report created by Burp Suite Scanner and obviously created by Burp Suite Professional version. So you can see here it is created by Burp Suite Professional version and it is Burp Scanner sample report. So first of all, let's check the summary of this report. So a report will look like this. So the table below shows the number of issues identified in different categories. So issues are classified according to severity as high, medium, low, or information. As I already told you that Burp has categorized the severity level into 4 parts. So high, medium, low, and informational vulnerabilities. This reflects the likely impact of each issue for a typical organization. Issues are also classified according to confidence as certain, firm, or tentative. This reflects the inherent reliability of the technique that was used. So you can see here that the severity levels are 4. And it is also categorized in 3 confidence categories like certain or firm or tentative. So you can see here the severity and confidence. Next is the chart below shows the aggregated number of issues identified in each category. Solid colors bars represent issues with a confidence level of certain and the bar fade as confidence level fails. So you can see here that these are 4 severity level and these are the number of issues. So for example, number of issues are 12. So now it is certain, and after 12 to 16 that it is not certain, so bars have faded. Alright, so it means confidence level false. So till 12 number of issues, the confidence level was certain and then it faded. Right, and you can also check the coloring scheme here. So high vulnerability is in red color, medium vulnerability is in orange color, low vulnerability is in yellow color, and information vulnerability is available in gray color. Right, so you can also check the coloring scheme provided by Burp Suite so that we can easily identify the most impacted or affected issues. Alright, next is content. So in content, you will get information about the vulnerabilities the application contains. For example, if application contains SQL injection vulnerability, so in list you will get SQL injection vulnerability information. So you can see in number 2 we have SQL injection vulnerability. Then the website also contains file path traversal vulnerability, then XE vulnerability, LDAP injection, cross-site scripting, SSL cookie without secure flag set, password field with autocomplete enabled, and various kind of vulnerabilities are available inside this application. Right. So in content, you will get a list of vulnerabilities like this. Now, for example, let's take a single vulnerability. So first of all, let me come down, and you can see here, then you will get information about the details of a particular issue. So if issue is OS command injection, then you will get issue details inside your report. So in summary, you can see that severity is high, confidence level is firm, host means that this website or application, path where in application, which particular page is affected, which is available inside path. So in issue detail, you will get information about that issue, what is OS command injection attack, then issue background, the issue remediation, and then the request, basically request and response from burp suite. Let me take SQL injection attack. So we know that SQL injection attack is basically a kind of attack where attacker injects various malicious SQL queries into web application to gather sensitive information or data from the database. So if I check the issue background here, so you can see here SQL injection vulnerabilities arise when user controllable data is incorporated into database SQL queries in an unsafe manner. An attacker can supply crafted input to break out the data context in which their input appears. It's very simple that we need to insert malicious SQL queries and we need to gather data from database. That is basically SQL injection attack. So various attacks can be delivered via SQL injection, including reading or modifying critical application data, interfering with application logic, escalating privilege within the database, and executing operation system commands. So because the sensitive data is stored inside a database, so SQL injection attack perform attack on database and basically gather sensitive information like customer data, for example phone numbers, fax numbers, customer information, customer address, etc. from the database. So this is issue background. Remediation, how you can remediate. The most effective way to prevent SQL injection attack is to use parameterized queries or prepared statements. So if you use prepared statements or parameterized queries, so you can prevent SQL injection attack. So this method uses two steps to incorporate potentially tainted data into SQL queries. Right. So there are other steps are also available here. So you can see here you should be aware of some commonly employed or recommended mitigations to SQL injection vulnerability. So you will get a list of mitigation steps inside the report. So what you get? So you get information about the vulnerability. Then you get the page which is affected. For example, if I click on this, so you will get information about that particular page. You can see here that this is the URL mdsec.net/addressbook/32/default.aspx. This is affected, and you can see inside request and response here. So you can see here we have used a single apostrophe, and in response we got the error message. Right, it means the SQL injection vulnerability is available inside in the particular website. Now let me check another one. For example, let's check the XSS attack, which is also common. So let's try cross-site scripting or XSS attack. So first of all, issue background, that what is XSS. So XSS vulnerabilities arise when data is copied from a request and encoded into the application's immediate response in an unsafe way. An attacker can use the vulnerability to construct a request, which if basically the simple thing is attacker uses malicious JavaScript queries and they supply the JavaScript queries to execute within the user's browser. So they can take over the user session if user is logged in inside a website, So they generally use HTML or JavaScript code. You can see here that will cause JavaScript code supplied by the attacker to execute within the user's browser in context of the user session. So it means that you are getting information about cross-site scripting vulnerability here, and you're also getting examples here. And then you will get issue remediation, that how you can protect your application from cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. So that's great. And also that which pages are affected with cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. So these informations are available inside Burp Suite report, which is great because we are getting information properly so that anyone can read this Burp Suite report easily. So you can see here this report is generated by Burp Scanner, obviously by professional version of Burp Suite, and you're getting enough information in a report to identify threats or vulnerabilities inside your application. So this is all about the analysis of a report. In the next video, we are going to learn about bug bounty. Hello and welcome to the next video reviewing bug bounty. Now in this video what we are going to learn, so we are going to learn about bug bounty process and I'm going to explain you. So let me open the setup. Now guys, we are inside Kali Linux machine, and in the previous video we have learned that how you can generate report and then how you can analyze it. In this video we are learning about bug bounty process. So first of all, what is bug bounty process? So bug bounty process means, for example, if you are a tester, right? So you can test a website or test an application and then you can report it to the company and then company can reward you. So this process is called bug bounty. Now many researchers perform bug bounty. So let me show you more about it. So first of all, you can see here that this is Burp Suite Community Edition, where you can see here that it has listed various kind of vulnerabilities. Now for example, if in a particular website, if for example vulnerweb.com is our testing website, so in that website you found SQL injection vulnerability. Now suppose it is a real website, so you can simply report this website to the company Acunetics, and then Acunetics can give you a reward for this. So you need to find some new vulnerabilities inside a website, right? And then a company can provide you various kind of rewards for this, right? So let me provide information about bug bounty. So finding your first bug bounty hunting tips from the Burp Suite community. So if a company wants researchers to find vulnerabilities in their website or application, then you can try and search it. If you are not authorized, then do not try to scan a website for any kind of vulnerability. First you should be authorized. So if company says that we have an application and you can test it, then you can test a website and provide them a report. So we have various kind of platforms for this. For example, you can see here Hackers 1 to 2020 report showed that the hacker community nearly doubled last year to more than 600,000. With so many people involved, we wanted to get some tips and tricks from seasonal professionals. So you can see here that what is the process. Here are some advice on how to find your first paid bug bounty according to our community. So obviously you can use Burp Suite to test a website, and if you find a vulnerability and if you are authorized, then you can simply submit the bug to the company and company can provide you a reward, right? So first is understand the process. So new bug bounty hunters should narrow their focus to allow them to get familiar with a specific vulnerability type and really get to grasp in it. So for example, I have showed you in the course the OS top 10. So first you need to learn more about them. Our community advised newbies to start small, go for simple bugs, and really understand the end-to-end process before trying to hit those bigger targets. So first try to find small bugs, right? And then learn how you can report it to the company, and then you can go for the big vulnerabilities. Focus on specific type of vulnerability, for example, SQL injection attack. Read write-ups on this vulnerability. Search for this vulnerability on the program you are targeting. So you can search it, or you can take help of Burp Suite tool to find it. When you find a bug, change the type of vulnerability and repeat step 1. So for example, if you found SQL injection vulnerability in a website, so you can change the type of vulnerability. Now you are checking XSS vulnerability in the website, and then you can repeat the step 1, which means focus on the specific type of vulnerability. You can also see, don't overcomplicate things. Go for something easy that you understand. Even if your first bounty is small, it will feel much better than a bigger one later on. So you have to start from a small issue. For example, if you found a simple injection attack, right? So you should not overcomplicate things. Select a particular issue and try it in a website. If you can't find it, then change the issue type and then find it, right? So do it one by one, step by step. Find the uncharted territories. Number 2, looking out for and exploitable areas of the web is what a lot of people would say hacking is all about. Those dark and dusty corners, according to some of our followers, are a great place to make a start of finding. For example, look for the dusty old corners of applications that everybody has forgotten. We ran into all the time when I worked at Google. If you see the old Google logo or Times Roman font somewhere, it's a good place to look, right? So you can also choose an old private program that pays small bounties. There are various platforms. I will provide you more information. Never stop learning. The most popular piece of a community advice that to always keep learning. So always keep learning about vulnerabilities. Always learn more about vulnerabilities. This advice will get you far in the world, and it's certainly something we encourage ourselves. That's why we build they have built Web Security Academy. As far as we see, the only way you can be sure of never achieve something. So you can check Web Security Academy. I will check it later. All right. So let's check your first bug bounty rewards. When it comes to the first successful bounties for a community, that was a definite focus on content discovery. It looks like once again knowledge has been proven to demonstrate power, right? So reconnaissance or footprinting is the main step to gather content about a website. So first you need to be master in it. So discover the page by using Google Docs from my phone on the way form for work. Obviously, that's how you can gather information from internet about a particular website. You can see here my first bug on very first bug crowd bounty one was the stored accesses in a messaging bag, and I found using Dirbuster list via intruder. So Dirbuster is a tool available in Kali Linux to visit directories of a website, storing echoing out user controllable information. First bug I ever found as an analyst was a massive SQL injection turned into my first miniature pen test, and which led to me discovering my love for penetration testing. So you need to focus on a single vulnerability, focus on a small issue, and then go for big later. So if the final word is for some advice, is when learning, ensure you get practical experience via labs like Web Security Academy or Hexor.net. For example, so let me check Web Security Academy. So let me open this one. So obviously it is provided by Portswigger. So you can see here Web Security Academy is free online web security training from the creators of Burp Suite. So I mean, you can learn about vulnerabilities quickly with the help of these labs. right? So labs are about SQL injection, cross-site scripting, CSRF, etc. So you can try this one, Web Security Academy, or you can also check hexor.net. Obviously it will contain few tasks. So you can see here, these are the missions and you need to complete the missions here, right? When you are ready to hunt for real, pick a website with complex functionality and don't move on until you have learned how it works inside out. So obviously bug bounty hunting, whether undertaken as a hobby or a full-time profession, can be foot in the door for all manner of cybersecurity careers. Right. Ethical hacking is fast becoming an integral component of security testing, and according to HackerOne, hacker-powered security officially became a widespread term in around 2016. So if you want to learn about bug bounty hunting, then you need to start from a small one, from a small issue. First of all, perform practice on websites like these, and then you can come in real world. From his beginnings as a bug bounty hunter, James' experience with pen testing then moved his focus to becoming a security researcher. When he's not scouring the web for forgotten hacking methods and vulnerabilities, obviously you can use the functionality of burp scanner, right? And obviously we know that with the help of burp scanner we can gather information about various kind of vulnerabilities in a website. That's why pen testers or security researchers use burp suite tool to gather information from application or a website. So this is all about bug bounty hunting of a website or application with the help of burp suite. So this is the end of the course, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time.